Let's talk about an idea that's both simple and revolutionary: a passport for planet Earth. This is the story of Donald Keyes and an organization called Planetary Citizens, and it all revolves around one powerful belief: that our first loyalty shouldn't be to a nation, but to humanity and the planet we all share. I mean, really think about that for a second. What if your passport said, Planet Earth? It sounds kind of wild, doesn't it? But this very question was the life's work of a truly remarkable thinker, and he was asking it long before global citizen became a trendy hashtag. So, who was the man behind this powerful idea? It's time to meet the visionary who championed this idea of planetary citizenship, a man named Donald Keyes. Donald Keyes was such a fascinating figure. I mean, on one hand, he was a total UN insider. He was an American writer advising the Secretary General U Thant, and he was an executive director for major human rights organizations. He was deep in the world of policy, but he was also what you'd call a spiritual political activist. He didn't just see politics as chess moves. He saw it as part of humanity's evolving consciousness. He really was at that perfect intersection of policy and philosophy. This all came together in his famous 1982 book, Earth at Omega. In it, Keyes made this incredibly bold claim. He was writing during the Cold War, right at the dawn of the modern environmental movement, and he argued that our world was becoming so interconnected that it was pushing us all towards a massive decision point, a moment of reckoning he called Omega. And at Omega, Keyes said humanity had a really stark choice. We could go down one path: breakdown. That meant more war, ecological crisis, and eventually societal collapse. Or we could choose the other path: breakthrough, a conscious choice to build a cooperative planetary civilization. Now, this wasn't some prophecy. It was a challenge he was throwing down to every single one of us. But you know, an idea this big can't just live inside a book. It needs a movement. So let's look at how Keyes and his colleagues turned this philosophy into something real, something tangible, an organization called Planetary Citizens.
So back in the 1970s, Keyes teamed up with some serious heavy hitters. We're talking UN Secretary General U Thant and the famous writer Norman Cousins, and they co-founded Planetary Citizens, right in New York. The whole mission was to create a home, a hub, for people who identified with the planet first. By 1983, they'd launched a whole initiative that led to a global congress in Toronto. It was really an early prototype for the kind of global networks that we're so used to today.
And just look at their original logo. It really captures the whole vision perfectly, doesn't it? It's not about owning the Earth, it's about stewardship. It's about a shared responsibility for this one home that we've all got. But what happens to a movement when its founders are gone? What happens when that initial spark starts to fade? Well, as we're about to see, the story did not end there. In fact, it's being reborn right now. For a time, the original Planetary Citizens organization did go quiet. It went dormant. But the idea itself, an idea like planetary loyalty, that's too powerful to just disappear. It was like a seed, just waiting for the right moment to re-emerge. And that moment has definitely arrived. The revived organization is honoring its founder by creating the Planetary Citizens Earthist Award. And who's the very first recipient? Well, of course, it's Donald Keyes himself, recognized posthumously. It's just this beautiful, powerful link between his original vision and the work that's happening today. So this award is all about celebrating the people who are championing the very same values Keyes dedicated his life to. Things like ecological health, creative and moral problem solving, and a really deep sense of planetary care. Okay, so that's the history. But how is the new Planetary Citizens actually putting these ideas into practice? Let's take a look at one of their core concepts for building that cooperative future that Keyes dreamed of. This is the co-creation wheel. And the central idea here is pretty brilliant. They argue that humanity doesn't really lack solutions to our problems. What we lack is coherence. We're all fragmented, working in our own little silos. So the wheel is a model designed to align 12 key sectors of society, from science and tech to arts and culture, to help them all work together as one big interconnected system. And the overarching goal? It's a direct echo of Keyes' Omega choice. It's to consciously shift our world away from a collapse culture and move it towards a co-creative culture. It's breakdown versus breakthrough, all over again. And they're bringing this vision to life with some really concrete initiatives. They've got a whole 10-year strategic plan, a fascinating conversation series called Apocalyptic Chats, and even a personal pledge you can take to commit to planetary stewardship. Plus, a community portal to connect everybody online. Now, I know this might all seem vast, abstract even, but the modern Planetary Citizens movement brings it right back down to the individual. It all starts with you.
This quote really captures the heart of their modern philosophy. They believe global harmony can't be forced from the top down. It has to grow from the inside out, starting with each and every one of us finding our own inner stability.
So the invitation they're offering isn't to just sign a petition or join a protest. It's to do something much more fundamental. It's to find your inner stillness, to listen to your own authentic truth and act from that place, and to recognize that by stabilizing yourself, you are literally contributing to the stability of the entire planet.
And that's a pretty profound thought to end on, isn't it? If global change truly begins with the peace inside each of us, what's your first step?